Before you start an online business, do this step-by-step guide for beginners. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some vital tips and processes that you should be aware of and should be ready to implement if you're serious about wanting to start an actual business online. And I will actually go through the processes that you should actually start implementing if you really want to start seeing things grow and take things to the next level. So if you're looking to get started on your online journey and you do want to figure out the steps in which to do so, make sure to check out the first link below in the description to actually get started. So when you're looking to actually get started with wanting to start building the foundations for an online business, you have to look into a few key areas before you can actually start really implementing the processes that you need beforehand. So what you need to do first off is take time to do some research and look into some ideas that you may have. Obviously, if you're wanting to start an online business, it means you do have some sort of ideas, whether that's to get involved with building websites, whether you want to create a YouTube channel and be involved with video, whether you want to create engaging content on social media, or whether you want to get involved with e-commerce and sell physical items through the likes of, even with affiliate marketing, with the likes of Amazon, or even set up your own e-commerce stores with the likes of Shopify, WooCommerce and so forth. There are so many different angles that you can actually take, but you do need to have an idea and actually try and figure stuff out and try to get a real familiarity with these concepts so that you can actually start implementing the steps. Because if you go in blind, you will very quickly get overwhelmed and it'll be very, very hard for you to actually really start to move forward. But what you should do as well as a good starting point when you are doing your research and you are looking into ideas and concepts, try to look into ideas that not only are of interest to you but also what can actually help other people. Because it's very easy to assume that when we go online that we just go on with the intention of making money, and yes, that is primarily the main goal, but in order to get there are certain criteria that needs to be met in order for us to even achieve those results. Because if we go online and create the likes of content that we think is relevant and we don't do it to suit anybody else, it's very, very hard for people to follow us. There are instances where people can do that, but if you really want to see the best results, you need to be willing to provide a service. You need to actually think of what you're doing in a way that's actually going to help people. You need to think of it from other people's perspectives and not just your own. So ideally what you need to do then is, once you actually have a few ideas thought up and you've them written down on paper or whatever medium you've used to actually record your ideas, you want to pick a niche, but you want to actually pick and work within a niche that you are passionate about and are excited to be involved with. Because not only that, it actually helps to keep you engaged, your audience will engage with you as well, and it actually helps you to keep motivated to actually keep working even through the hard times, which will actually happen, and just to get you to keep moving forward. What you should also be aware of is, in order for you to really gain traction as well, is you need to look into areas that are currently trending, what's actually popular. Try and figure out what people are actually searching for, items that they like buying. If there's clothing items that are the best thing at the minute, what are they? Try to figure out what you can add to the table on that. If you're doing videos or you're doing blog content, what type of content is actually popular right now? What type of videos are popular right now? What's actually trending? And always try to think of it from an angle of how you can use that to put not only your own spin on it, but think of how you can help your audience. But at the same time, try to keep it within your specific niche. Because again, if you're working within a specific niche, people are going to be searching for your content within that niche also. So you need to keep everything specific, because it's easier then for people to actually find you. And also think of as many ways or possibilities of how you can actually help people as well, because again, you want to think of your business as an influence. So you want to be willing to provide a service, and you want to come at the angle from what can they do to help people, what problems do people actually have so that I can actually help them with, what do I actually currently know, or what experiences do I have that I can actually use to teach other people that need that help. So when you've thought up of all those ideas, the next step you need to take is picking a platform. Which platform should you use, or which platform is going to best suit you to get your content out there or your ideas out there for people that actually need the help? So what platform is best suited to create the content for you? Could it be video? Is it setting up a website or setting up a blogging website? Do you like writing or content writing? Do you like using social media, likes of Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest? There's loads of different avenues out there with social media. Or do you want to get involved with using email? Primarily you will want to get involved with email anyway, because email is pretty much going to be the backbone of your online business, because email is still the number one and most engaging way to engage with people and to get build influence and to get people to actually buy from you. So as long as you're promoting on your avenues and creating your content on your social platforms, you can be still building an email list on top of that. So you want to be doing that anyway. You also want to figure out, once you've chosen your platform of interest, how do you want to actually publish and display your content? What angles do you want to take to be able to get your content out there? Also, what you need to do is you need to start visualizing an actual plan of action so that you can create your content and how you can get it to grow. You need to be able to visualize the content that's going to be relevant, like I mentioned, going back to what people are looking for with trending items and so forth. How can you create content within those trending topics, and what angles can you take to actually get people's attention and to be able to help them, but again making sure that you keep everything relevant to the specific niche that you've chosen to be involved with. Again, you also need to think of how you can actually help people, because again, this is the number one priority with regards to building an influence online. Because as long as you're helping people and you're providing value, people will actually follow you and they will engage with you for months, if not years to come. So ideally what you need to do is, regardless of whatever platform that you've actually decided to use or implement, you need to be willing to create content that is relevant to your audience's actual needs. You need to provide solutions to their problems. Like I mentioned, you have to ask yourself the question, what can I actually do that I have knowledge in that can actually help others that need that help? You need to help them solve their problems. And you do that by building engagement and influence with your following. And as long as you keep that engagement going, you can keep helping as many people as you actually want, because eventually, if you help enough people, eventually they will reach out to other people and that they will get them onto your channel as well, and they will contact you as well. You'll get more and more people through word of mouth, because they will actually refer you to them and let them know that you can actually help them with whatever problems they may have as well. So try to find angles of how you can implement, like I mentioned, what you already know. So that's the key thing. It's all about trying to find the best possible ways. Always try to find something that's trending. What are people searching for? What do people actually need help with? What's the trending topic? What's a trending item? What are, like, say, a trending clothing line? What is the best type of videos that are actually going viral right now? What type of written content is actually doing really well right now? Try to think of it from those angles, and how can you use that to help people within your chosen niche. And as long as you keep following those steps, the main thing you need to do is keep working your way up and try to become an authority in that area, because once you become the authority, you will be the go-to person. You will be the master of that subject, and people will always relate to you and they'll want to follow you and they will want to go to you for help. So just to share with you an overview and a quick example of what I mean by the explanations in the video so far. When you're looking to start out in an online business, ideally you're going to have ideas and you're going to have questions. So you want to think of the ideas and actually put them down. Use some sort of medium to put them down, like on paper, or even write them on the computer, or write a spreadsheet or a Word document. Whatever format you can do to get them out of your head. That way then it makes it real. Then what you want to do then is you want to start asking questions of what angles you want to take. How can I use this to present the content that I need? And what is my audience? Who are the people I want to provide value to? What do I need to get out of it as well? And then when you figured all that out, then you want to start going into the planning phase. You want to start looking into platforms that you want to start presenting your content. So whether you want to get involved with blogging, whether you want to do e-commerce, video, social media, if you like writing and building websites, blogging is your way to go. If you like being more hands-on, again, you will have to build websites for this. You can use likes of Shopify, WooCommerce. You can even do affiliate marketing through the likes of YouTube or even your blogs and get involved with the Amazon Associates program. There is loads of different angles that you can take with that, so it's totally up to yourself. The one thing about using the Amazon Associates program is that because it's based on affiliate marketing, you don't have to directly be hands-on, so you can tie that with the likes of your YouTube channel, social media or blogs. But what you can do is, even if you want, you can get involved with the Amazon e-commerce platform or Fulfillment by Amazon, again, which is e-commerce, so you can set up your own store. So you would need to set up your own website in order to do that anyway, and link products that you're going to be purchasing from Amazon to sell on your website so that people can actually buy from you. But again, that's a whole different topic in itself. So again, you can use YouTube like what I have, You can create your own channel and create valuable content that will actually help increase engagement and actually help provide solutions to people's problems. You can even use social media for the same thing. If you have an influence online and you want to build an influence, social media is also a fantastic way to go. There's loads of different avenues. You have Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, TikTok. These would be three of the biggest ones that actually have the most influence because they're all visual and people can actually see clearly what it is that you're trying to do. And people do like affiliate marketing and promote products and so forth through their online businesses using all these platforms. So you have as many angles that you can take in order to be able to do that. And when you figured out all these angles or which one you want to take specifically, you want to start putting all the pieces together. Then when you start doing that, use what you've already taken and and you're working with currently to build your influence online. Provide solutions to people's problems. Build up engagement, build up awareness of your brand and your channels and your avenues. And in turn, over time, you will start to make money. And you can potentially make a lot of money once you take those steps and just be consistent and work on it every day. So as long as you follow those steps that I mentioned here in these videos, they will actually allow you to see results over time. But just know that it's going to take time. But ideally, even though there's loads of avenues, just as a disclaimer, just as a beginner, you could come in here and choose all these avenues, but the problem you have with that is you will get overwhelmed straight away. What you want to do is pick one platform. Pick even social media. Instead of trying to get involved with 3, 4, 5 social media platforms, pick one. If you're doing YouTube, only do YouTube. If you're doing a blog, only do a blog. If you're doing Instagram, only do Instagram. Work on that for 6 or 12 months. Get really good at it. Become an authority figure on it. Use that to build your influence. When you've become more comfortable and you've started to see results and you actually start having a little bit of money coming in, then you can venture into these other avenues. You can actually link the likes of your TikTok or Instagram accounts to your YouTube channel to give you more engagement. Even create different niches on your YouTube channel, or even venture into maybe creating another channel. Then you could also look into doing blogging. If you want to create a written version of your video content, you can use your blog to do that and link your blog to your YouTube channel as well. So that would then you're increasing double the amount of engagement. You can embed your YouTube videos on your blog as well, so that'll actually give you extra avenues to gain more traffic. So that way you could potentially make more money over time. It's like what I said, you'll figure out ways as you go along to put all the pieces together, and you'll find that you'll be able to add more pieces to your puzzle as time goes on, and in turn which will actually make you a lot more money. So if you take all these avenues and just follow those steps, you will see results. You definitely will. But just know that it's going to take time to get there. But as long as you're willing to be patient and have an open mindset, you'll get there. So like I mentioned, when you're starting out, you want to be able to implement certain strategies, but in order to do that, you need to have specific elements already put in place for you to actually start putting things into action. So like what I mentioned with email marketing, again, because you're going to be building a list, you do need to have a specific program. There's plenty of them out there online. 2 that I highly recommend are either GetResponse or Aweber. It all depends on your preference and your budget. If you do have a little bit of a budget, I highly recommend GetResponse because it's very intuitive, it's easy to use, there's loads of support and tutorials online. They also have access to a very, very influential automation sequence builder that actually will make your life a lot easier with regards to setting up email sequences to run promotions and so forth. Aweber is definitely another fantastic platform. Again, it doesn't have access to the likes of the automations builder feature, but you can still kind of build out your automations, but you can do it in a slightly different way, but it's more of a kind of beginner kind of friendly way. But the differences between the two is GetResponse, you can sign up for a 30-day free trial and it's perfect just to get a familiarity with the program, or you can sign up for a free version of Aweber and you can use the account for free. You can get access to all the tools, all the features within the platform until you've actually reached the threshold of 500 emails. Once you have actually gained 500 emails within your list, then you actually have to start paying to use the platform because your list is gradually growing. So they allow you to capture 500 emails for free. So it's a fantastic entry point for you to get started with email marketing. I have actually done a load of videos on both platforms on my channel. I'll make sure to drop links down below to playlists so that you can check them out to find out more about them. The next thing you want to actually look into is as well, because you want to be, if you're not doing likes of video or even social media at this current point and you're looking to maybe build websites, which in turn, ideally, if you're using any of these platforms, if you're creating a YouTube channel or you're using likes of social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you still need to be able to build some form of a website or a landing page. Again, Aweber does actually have a fairly basic landing page tool that you can use to actually build out an actual lead capture page or an opt-in page to capture emails within the platform itself if you don't actually have access to a page builder or a website builder and you have very little budget. You can use that for the time being until you actually can afford to actually opt in or invest in something bigger. But when you get to that point, you can look into even free alternatives. There is free alternatives like WordPress and WordPress.com where you can build a website for free, and there's other alternatives as well like Blogger.com, and there's loads of different websites, even with the likes of Wix. Again, this is a paid platform, but they do have a free version where you can actually build out websites for free. Again, you will, in order to unlock a lot of other features and have more freedom to be able to do the things you want to do on the platform, on these platforms, you will need to buy hosting or buy a domain name, which you can get on these platforms, and pay into the actual paid versions of the host, and this will unlock all those features so that you can actually have full freedom to do what you need to do. But if you want to be more hands-on, you can look into actually going to hosting domain services like Bluehost. I currently use Bluehost for my domain services. There are loads of other ones out there like SiteGround, GoDaddy, HostGator, there's loads of different ones, and this here allows for full WordPress integration with literally a couple of clicks. What you can also do is then you can actually purchase then a page builder suite. In this case I use Thrive Themes, but there are loads of other ones online likes of Elementor. You could even use ClickFunnels, there's Builderall, there's loads of different ones, and then literally you can put out all the pieces together and you can actually build out highly engaging and very good looking web pages, websites. But you can also create opt-in forms as well so that you can actually capture emails, and this in turn you can link everything back to your email autoresponder. And these are perfect platforms to actually get involved with if you want to actually get involved, mainly with blogging. But again, they still cater for every specific area with regards to online business, whether that is using social media, whether that is using video, or even the likes of using e-commerce. If you want to get involved with e-commerce and want to be more hands-on, you can use the likes of Shopify or WooCommerce. There is other commerce platforms online, but these are two of the biggest ones. I have used Shopify myself in the past and it's actually very good, and it has a lot of those integrations and features. And again, you can actually build your own pages and capture emails and so forth from within the platform and link it directly to your autoresponder to capture emails. Again, you can set up your own blogs within this platform as well for a monthly fee. You can sign up for a 14-day free trial and then you can work from there and see if it is something that you want to work with. But just know that with e-commerce it is a lot more hands-on. But if that's something you want to be involved with, then by all means go for it. Also, if you want to be involved with video, if you're creating the likes of online courses or you want to teach online courses, or even say this case you're doing YouTube, you want to make sure that you actually have a very good video editing platform to hand to be able to create visual video type content. You can use the likes of what I like to use. I do like to use the likes of Vidnami, but I also use Filmora because Filmora allows me to have a lot more intricate kind of editing and add in a lot more editing techniques, and plus it has the ability to have its own inbuilt screen recorder as well, which is I'm currently using as recording this video, so that I can record all the information that I need and do my voiceovers and so forth, and it is a fantastic program. But if you don't want to be on camera but you want to be able to create like highly engaging likes of text-based kind of influential videos and use kind of ready-made content like video content where you can import your own scripts and even do your own voiceovers without being on camera, you can use Vidnami. Vidnami is also another great platform as well. I actually have done previous videos on Vidnami. I'll leave a link down in the description so that you can check them out, because again it's also another fantastic tool, especially if you're a beginner and you don't want to be on camera. This could be a really good alternative to you. But when you feel like you want to evolve and put yourself in camera or even try different things, then you can look into programs like Filmora or even like Adobe Premiere Pro. There's loads of different platforms out there that you can look into, and they're all great. There's none of them that actually won't be able to do anything. They all will actually do something to actually help you. Again, it all depends on your budget and your experience levels, but just know that each of these platforms that I've mentioned here are all usable. They're all great tools, but again, you will need these tools in order to be able to implement the strategies that you need to build an online business, because without all these you won't have an online business. So the last few points I want to make here is as well to really see kind of where you want to go with your online business, and if you really want to see success, is you really need to have the right mindset. Like, for whatever reason why you want to create an online business, you may have lost your job, you may want to quit your day job. I have actually done previous videos on that. Again, I'll leave a link in the description. Even go and watch those videos beforehand, before you watch this, just so you get an idea of the steps that you can take as well also. But you need to think long term as well. You can't think short term with this, because there is no overnight success. There is no instant gratification when it comes to an online business, because you need to have the right mindset to be able to think, how long is it going to take me to get where I need to go? You need to be willing to think at least 6, 12 months, 2, 3, 4, 5, even 10 years ahead, because that's how long it will take for you to actually see success, especially when you're trying to create something for yourself. You also need to be willing to have an open mind, because things actually can get in the way. You want to try new things, maybe a strategy that you're trying may not work, and you want to try something else and maybe try to go at a different angle or work with a different angle and see if you can get something to actually work. You always need to be willing to try new things and to try new angles. Plus, also be willing to get out of your comfort zone. I know it can be very overwhelming when you're looking to get started online. My own personal experience, I was terrified when I first started. I didn't know the steps. I had ideas of what I wanted to do, but I didn't know how to put all the pieces together, and that was the problem that I had, and I had that for a long time. So I was kind of scrambling around for a couple of years trying to figure everything out, and it took a long time for me actually to do that. It wasn't until I found a proven training platform that could actually teach me all the steps so that I could put everything together like the pieces of a jigsaw puzzle, that I was able to figure it out. Again, I'll drop a link to that program down in the description so that you can go and check it out for yourself, because if it helped me, it definitely will help you. So the last few pointers as well is that not only do you want to put all those steps into practice and have the right mindset and be willing to get out of your comfort zone and try new things and try new angles, you also want to make sure at all costs that you're always professional and friendly. You don't want to come across as being immature. You don't want to react to things, because everything that you do online, there's always going to be some form of kind of like conflict. You're always going to get constructive criticism, regardless whether it's good or bad. You're always going to get positive feedback, but you're also going to get negative feedback. You're also going to get a lot of hate, depending on what type of content you're doing or what it is that you're actually up to. So you can't allow yourself to really kind of take it too seriously. Sometimes it will hurt, but it's like everything else. You just have to just look at it objectively and say to yourself, right, what can I do here to improve, or what do I need to eliminate in order to keep me moving forward? So don't be immature, and just be professional and friendly at all times, and don't react. If someone leaves you a negative comment, don't just go and type back in and get angry and respond, because that doesn't solve anything, and it doesn't look good on you for future reference. Because if someone else comes in that is looking for your help, that actually is friendly and thinks that you're friendly, but if they see you leaving a very, very nasty comment or an angry comment, that will have a bad reflection on you. So just know that that can hurt you in the future. So you do need to think of things objectively. I even just take time, if you do get, depending on whatever comment you get or any influence you get, always look at it from an angle and take the time to absorb the information and think of a plan of how you want to pursue in going in response, or if you want to respond or you don't want to respond. But again, you have that choice and it's totally up to you. So the last point really is followers that you have. If you're building engagement and you're building influence online, your followers need to be able to know, like, and trust you, which only happens from building constant engagement online. Whether you're using your social media platform, whether you're constantly posting videos on YouTube and engaging with people in the comments, whether you're engaging with people through your email marketing, or even responding to likes of tickets on your e-commerce store if people have queries about, say, prices of products or sales or delivery and shipping and so forth. You want to be as engaging as possible. So if people know that you're active, if people know that they can actually trust you and that you stand by your word, that you actually are going to help them, they will come back to you and they will follow you for a very long time. That's the key to really building an online successful business. And these are the things that you should actually do before you actually get started. And these are the things that you do need to be aware of. But if you follow these steps that I provided in this video, you will actually see success in time. But just know that it's going to take time to see those results. So if you have found this video to be helpful, please be sure to leave a like. Also be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to be updated whenever I release future content, and also make sure to share the video, as I am going to be creating a lot more helpful guides and tips videos like this here that will teach you other ways of how you can implement certain strategies so that you can grow your influence online. And again, also be sure to check out that first link in the description for a proven training platform that will teach you all the steps that you need to actually build your online business from scratch. And as always, I will see you in the next one.